And good morning, everybody. It's time. It's welcome to Tiger Talk. It's 8:03. You're listening to on 89.5 if you're on your radio dial, WSKB, or you could be watching us live on Channel 15 studio. I don't know.
120.
120, whatever we're doing. But it's Tiger Talk, run by the kids, for the kids. We have everything and anything Westfield Tech Academy. I'm with my co-host, Carol Groom. Hi, Carol.
Good morning.
You look amazing today. I noticed you didn't go with the purple. Last week we wore purple, and it looked like we were twinning.
That's right.
So I went with purple again, knowing that there was no way in heck that you were going to wear purple today.
No.
So that's why I went. That's why I didn't go. What if I went with black? That would have been really eerie.
Chances are good you're going to match me.
So we last week we had a good show. How did we do last week? How were our numbers?
I think we did great.
Interesting. If you are listening right now, you are listening to the #1 talk show on WSKB radio. Although Bobby G told us what was the interesting news that Bob told us?
That some of our views aren't uploading? Is that what it was?
Yeah, so
I wasn't in the conversation as much.
When you watch us up on YouTube, and just go up to YouTube WSKB Radio and check it out, and you'll see our show up there. And then when you watch it, he was saying that when you watch it, it doesn't say that you viewed it all the time.
Oh.
So our numbers might be skewed lower. And incidentally, the superintendent and Peter Coles threw shade at us last week.
Not at us.
Just,
not at us.
Just me?
Just you.
Okay. I see how this is going, Mrs. Groom. You're starting off already, huh? I made a pact to myself that I will not go after Mrs. Groom this week.
That is
and
so not happening.
Although, can we just make it a sports?
Yes.
I am going to.
Oh, right.
I am going to put you
with
on
our professional golfer here. You're going to
Yeah.
bring up the fact I don't know anything about golfing.
Mr. Hastings, the question was the kids were playing in a 2-ball best ball.
Yep.
And I asked her what was the best ball.
No,
was it?
Yeah,
Or a scramble?
what's the difference?
A best ball and a scramble, and she knocked it out of the park.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she did real well.
I mean, not a lot of people know that one.
No, well, I'm sitting next to one that didn't either. So she tried though. It was a good. It was a
I
good
did
effort.
try to answer.
It was a good effort. So last week we had a great show. We had on the two. Was it golf week last week? Yeah,
we had golf.
We had Mr. Fowl on with the golf
Dan
kids.
and
What else did we do?
Jack. We had Dan and Jack.
Yeah.
From the golf team, and the coach.
Yeah. And who's the? Do we have the? Who's the adult? I'm losing it.
Me. I was an adult on the show.
Oh, you know how we always.
I know. I don't.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I think Coach was the adult.
Yeah. So today we are joined early with us with Mr. Hastings. Do you remember Mr. Hastings?
Oh gosh.
What?
You know who was on the show?
Yeah, I do.
Steve Forney.
Forney. Yeah.
You didn't say that.
I was testing you again.
Oh, he's testing me. I failed yet again.
Yeah.
He loves that.
But I'm not doing that anymore. So this is why, I'm getting feedback up on
Starting
Facebook
now.
polls. Sorry, right now. Feedback on the polls. They said take it easy on Groom. She's fragile. So we're going to take care of you today.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Hastings is here, who last year was our assistant principal. Now he's the big man. He's the man of the hour or the year. Principal Hastings. How's it going, Mr. Hastings?
It's going quite well.
So we thought we'd have you on the show. We'd like to bring on an adult or a faculty member to talk about. We have a lot of new faculty.
I'm sure I qualify as the adult in the room, but that's all right.
It'll work. We wanted to bring you on because you were on last year, first year here as VP, and then basically you got thrust into, hey, why don't you become principal? What's it like? Difference? I mean.
It's quite a learning experience,
Yeah.
and I think the biggest difference is I'm not dealing with the student issues as much, which is kind of not a great thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I really enjoy. So I force myself to get out of the office.
And
Yeah.
I think
go,
you are.
Go visit the
You're
shops,
very
go visit
visible.
classrooms, and be visible so the kids know who I am. And just I'm much more comfortable out with the students than sitting in an office. But I'm learning all the office intricacies, and the biggest thing I've learned so far is to delegate. That's a very
You're
important
doing
thing.
that very well. Very well.
Push a lot of things off on other people, so I don't have to do them. Is kind of the thought
It's a
process.
nice feeling. He has that down. Mr. Daly has that down.
I mean, that's where I learned it from after
Yeah,
working
there
a
you
year
go.
with him as an,
That's right,
as an
that's
assistant
right,
principal up
that's
at
right.
Foyer.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. This is how it's going to go. Okay, that's fine. I will say that, honestly, we were principal free for a period last year, right? Would you say for a while?
Yeah, 4 months.
For 4 months.
4 months.
And, we shared, handling whatever it
Yep.
was, and Mrs. Groom stepped up and Mr. Tulumis. And I don't know that, I feel like we're still, Carol, would you agree that we're just,
I think we're
we're
a great
rolling?
team. Yeah. I really do.
I
and
think you
now
moved
with
in,
your leadership.
yeah, I
it's
think you moved to
even
the
better.
table. I think it was a well-needed different kind of perspective from Bruce. And
Yeah.
I think the staff is stoked.
Yeah. And
You
we
know?
have new staff members. It's just a different atmosphere.
Yeah. Was it a hard decision to move out?
Yes and no, because I know I've never really wanted to be a principal. I really enjoyed the AP role much better because, again, as I said, I get to deal with the students more and get to know them more. But knowing this building the way I learned it last year, it became an easier decision because we have a solid group here.
Yeah.
The students were great last year. The staff is phenomenal. And so making that transition was easier to do because of who's here. This is a much different place than other public schools. And it was easy. And as you know, at the beginning faculty meeting, my thing for the year is step out of your comfort zone, because this is not my comfort zone, being the head dog here.
Yeah.
And I think that some of the things we're trying to do as a staff, if people would just give it a shot, are really going to help our kids, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Change the culture of the building, more fun. Kids want to come here, which means they're going to buy into what they're learning in classes and shops.
Yeah. And
Agree.
it's not a big ask. You're not asking anything.
No.
But for some people, they're stuck in their ways. Everybody gets there, including us.
Yep.
And it's
So this
refreshing to try something new.
So we're trying something every week at the beginning of the year. As you know, that we did the Stand Tall Steve Challenge, and
yeah,
this week
I was there.
well, you think you were there. The theme this week is for staff members to get out in the hallways during breaks and get to know just 3 students by name that is not in their classes. And when they see them again, make sure they use their name, which is very important to students, that
Absolutely.
they're known by people. And if we get 40 of our staff to do it, we've reached 120 kids,
Right.
which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And next week we'll have this is going to go on for 7 or 8 weeks. We'll have a whole new challenge on how to reach out to students. So just trying to build a much looser, not looser in the sense of, discipline, but looser in the sense of a better attitude in the building for both staff and students, so they can enjoy coming to school.
That's great.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, right? I
Nope.
mean, it's just common, personality stuff, and getting out in the halls. I mean, it does so much, and all you gotta do is be out there, right? And I feel like I've said that for years at faculty meetings. Hey, can you just get out in the halls? It deters kids from doing things. It makes the kids more familiar with you, and it makes you get out of your hole, your room.
Exactly.
And think back to I would say when you guys got into education before me. So,
I know.
but when I think about when I went back into education, I wanted to teach, I wanted to coach, I liked kids, right? And that was the driving force behind it. And as the years come, you get more thrown on your plate, and there's changes and all these things. But when you truly get into education when you're younger, why did you get into it? You got into it because you liked working with kids, right? And as you get older, like Carol said, you get into this pattern, call it whatever you want to call it, right? Rut, or not a rut, but whatever, a routine.
A routine. Yeah.
And sometimes you forget that stuff, that what you were doing, and you get caught up in the grind of your goals, your evaluations, covering the curriculum, and that's really not what it's. I mean, it is about that, but it's really about
It's building relationships with
Yeah.
students, and that's at the opening faculty meeting. I ended with remember yourself in that interview chair.
Yeah.
And when they asked you, what are you going to do when you have this situation, and why are you doing this job? Remember what your answer was, because it wasn't something negative. It was definitely something positive for students. So go back to that time and get back in that attitude.
Isn't this hilarious? Because and we've all been in education long enough to remember this. There was a huge push on rigor, and there was a huge push on relevance of what you're teaching, rigor, relevance, right? And now it's a big push on relationships. And I think it's hilarious because that's what teaching is always been, is building relationships with the kids. And
Yeah.
And now we have
That's
to
what
say it.
happens. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what did you get into education for anyway if it wasn't for building relationship with the
Because
kids?
there's
Like,
always something new that comes down the pike
Yeah.
that's supposed to be better.
but they're
and
acting
that's
like, but people act like relationships is a new focus.
thing.
And
Yeah.
it's like, guys, if you were a good teacher or you were into teaching,
should have
back
been
in the
doing it
day,
all along.
That's it.
That's
Yeah, it's
right.
crazy.
Right.
I think that's awesome. I think we have you've done a good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you've done a good job with that.
Excellent.
It's we all have. I've had changed my role a little bit the last couple of years, and I get that question too. Why don't you want to become principal? Now my role is different, where I'm doing admissions and co-op stuff, which is positive stuff, and you'll agree, Bruce. After a while, being the heavy, it grinds on you a little bit, where it's like you're constantly
Dealing with the negative.
dealing with negative, right?
And another focus of mine is to deal on the positive
Yeah.
this year, because if you go around any school building, there are thousands of more positive things going on with students
Absolutely.
and staff and the things that are going on in the building than there are negative. But the negative gets all the attention.
Right.
You go out and you say, well, your school's this, this, and this, but they don't see all the positives that we have in here. This building has more positives than anything.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to build a little more spirit in here, I see more kids wearing swag, wearing gear.
Right.
And, if we can get everybody to do that, great. We have some spirit weeks coming up that. I'm Decades Day. I love Decades Day because I can wear my tie-dyes.
That's it.
And I'm ready to go. I got my dead shirts ready to go, and the kids see us doing it, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for that too. And Mr. Hastings, I don't this, that all the freshmen by the end of the 1 days should have a school T-shirt.
Yep.
So that's part of our. Was that your
That's-
idea, Mrs. Groom?
I don't think so.
Whose idea was that?
I think that might have been yours.
What?
Perhaps.
No, but I'm pretty excited about that because when we do have Spirit Day, all the kids will have something Westfield Tech. So, and then when are we doing that? By the way, we'll have to talk to Miss Deland because she's
Deland.
behind that a
Yeah.
lot of times.
We've got some planning to do.
She's our cruise director on this
Yeah.
boat.
So if you don't know, Mr. Hastings is a big deadhead, and you did some tours this summer, didn't you?
I saw 4 shows in 5 nights.
That's amazing. Yeah, and they're still selling out, huh? There's people
Yeah,
still
they
going.
What's
still
interesting-
put. I mean, Fenway Park was sold out. They have 37,000, 40,000 people.
What you told me is you don't have the same show twice.
They've never played the same show twice.
That's interesting.
They
to
change
me.
the show every night.
every night.
So in the 4 shows I saw, I only heard 2 songs twice, and everything else was once.
And was John Mayer with them?
John Mayer was with them.
Yeah, and he's done with them, right? Is he stopping,
He's,
taking a break?
he's doing a solo tour right now, but he is. I watched a YouTube video yesterday. He plays a couple Dead shows in his solo
Oh, cool.
tour, so he has permission to do that.
Mrs. Groom, what's your favorite John Mayer song?
Crickets isn't a song.
I don't know unless
Oh.
he's covered one of my rock songs.
Oh.
I don't know.
Are you familiar? Do you know who John Mayer is?
Somebody who's filling in with the dead? I don't know. Hey, look,
Oh,
it's a whole
wow.
different.
We're gonna
I
have
could
to ask the
ask you a
kids when they
couple
come on.
questions, and maybe I will.
You could, yeah, go ahead. When at time when
Yeah,
you
they-
prep
yeah.
a question, that's when you go online to zing me with some obscure stat about something. I'm looking forward to that. Mr. Hastings, tell us something that maybe everybody doesn't know about you that is interesting.
Something that somebody doesn't know about me.
Well, not me. I mean, but maybe like some of the public.
I'm also, my father was a science teacher, and I had him for homeroom in junior high. And we were avid birders. I know quite a bit about birds. I love bird watching.
Oh, now that's something I
did
didn't
not
know.
know that either.
Yep.
Wow. So you, favorite? You got a favorite bird?
No, I just like seeing all different kinds. I was playing golf at the ranch the other
Yeah.
day, and I saw a hawk that I had not seen since I was little. And I looked at it. I said, I think that's a marsh hawk, but I'm not sure because I hadn't seen one.
You can tell the difference.
So I was taught by one of my father's other science teachers
Yeah.
who was like an expert birder. Like he could hear a song and know the bird like that for thousands of species.
Mm-hmm.
So he always taught me when you see a bird that you're not sure what it is, look for just identifying marks on the bird. So this bird had white tail feathers, but then stripes on the bottom tail feathers. Those are indicators of something, and it had kind of a reddish chest area. So I went home, and of course I have a bird book.
Yeah.
Looked it up, and it's now called the northern harrier, but underneath it said marsh hawk.
Oh, wow.
So I remembered that from like my junior high days, which was,
That's
long
impressive.
time ago.
So, Mr.
junior
Daly,
high.
what other animal is a harrier?
What?
A harrier. What other animal?
Animal?
Yeah.
You mean another bird?
No, I said animal.
What does harrier mean?
A harrier is it's a type of dog. There. There's your trivia.
Cross-country runners are also called harriers.
See? Because these dogs are runners and they're hunters.
That was stupid. Okay. All right, Mr. Hastings. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
You're doing a great job, but not
Thank
that you
you.
need to be told that, but you can tell we
We're
we're
are
happy.
really appreciative
Yeah.
of your
Thank
your
you.
leadership.
I know it was an easy decision to step up, and I know we had discussions about it, and we're glad you decided to take the role and delegate all your things to Carol, and then hopefully we get through the year seamlessly, and we'll see where it leads us in June. Right? You never know.
She shouldn't be upset about being delegated. She only has MCAS. That's not
That's
that
it.
bad.
That's it.
It's
That's all.
one time a year.
That's
I
all she
know.
does.
I have fun all the
That's
rest
one
of the
thing.
year.
It's just fun time.
Because
All right, that's let's go to our first song right there, and we'll be back with a little bit more Tiger Talk.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Shed a tear 'cause I'm missing you. I'm still alright to smile. Girl, I think about you every day now. Was a time when I wasn't sure, but you set my mind at ease. There is no doubt you're in my heart now. Said woman, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Said sugar, make it slow, and we'll come together fine. All we need is just a little patience. Sit here on the stairs, 'cause I'd rather be alone. If I can't have you right now, I'll wait, dear. Sometimes I get so tense, but I can't speed up the time. But you know, love, there's one more thing to consider. Said woman, take it slow, things will be just fine. You and I'll just use a little patience.
One of our underwriters here at WSKB's Community Radio is Carson Center for Health and Human Services, a nonprofit organization located at 20 Broad Street in Westfield. They provided behavioral health and rehabilitation services in communities throughout Western Massachusetts since 1963. There are services for children, adolescents, adults, families, and couples. You can find them on the web at carsoncenter.org or at 413-572-4132.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we are back to Tiger Talk. It's 8:24 now, Mrs. Groom, on October 5th, 2023. You're listening to the number one talk show on WSKB Radio 89.5. We just had Mr. Hastings on, our principal of Westfield Tech Academy. Remember, Mrs. Groom, this show is run by the kids for the kids. So we have kids with the video, with the sound, and doing everything.
Yep.
They actually went to the Big E last week, which we had kids on and talked about that.
With Mr. Forney, yeah.
Let's talk about the restaurant. Let's talk about the freshmen first. What's going on with the freshmen? Because it's getting close. By the way, today we're passing out the sheets.
Yes.
What does that mean? What are we talking about?
About the 1 weeks. So the kids are finishing up their 1 days today of exploratory, and then they have to pick their top 6 choices, and they will be placed in 5. They're guaranteed their top 2, and over the next 5 shop weeks, they'll do 1 week of their top shops.
So they have gone through all 12 shops for 1 day as of Friday, this Friday.
This Friday.
They have to pick their favorite 6 out of the 12. So 50% of them they have to say I liked.
Correct. Or
Or I could do a week in there.
Process of elimination if they
By priority too. So they're
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
in order.
And then you and I will lock down next week, manually schedule every kid for their first choice, then their second choice, and their third until it's all filled.
Correct.
And they may or may not get their 5th or 6th choice, but they'll get one of the 2.
Right.
And then they get to spend 1 week each in one of their 5 choices.
Right. And that's the way they're going to start learning to whittle down what their top
Then
choices are.
then they're going to choose a choice. It's a long process,
It is
isn't
very long.
But we want to make sure, and we want to try to make sure that the kids are in their shop that they want, right? And some
That's right,
kids,
absolutely.
some kids might now. I know I talked to my son who's a freshman at the high school, and he has some friends here, and maybe they don't like the atmosphere. Like
Right.
it's okay. Like this
Yes.
place isn't for everybody,
No.
right? I mean, so if you decide, even if freshmen decide that maybe this isn't the place for me. I want a more traditional thing where I go to school in the classroom every single. I don't know why, but if you
Right.
want to go to the classroom
Yes.
every single day, that's what I always think about. It's like, can you imagine only going to academics for
Looking
5
at the
days and then
students in
going
the
to a
room.
shop, right, gals? I mean, it's like, isn't it awesome that you just got to suck it up for 5 days, and then the next 5 you're going to something that you really like?
It's like having a favorite class for a whole week.
It's like
So-
a vacation.
Yeah, and maybe the shop isn't awesome every single day.
Right.
I mean, there's work
There's
that maybe you don't like, but still, it's still better than, I'll pick social studies because it's sitting in social studies every
Right.
single day at the same period every day, whatever.
Right.
So anyway, that's awesome. I do want to mention co-op because we are starting to pump kids on co-op. And Miss DeLand, we're going to get your co-op rolling because I think we had a little speed bump. So we'll get going on that. But listen to all the places we have on co-op right now. Arbrook Village, Southwick Village, Belize Lexus, Metro Dodge, Broadway Transport, Endangered Species Jeep, Marcotte Ford, Sarah Ford, Polish National Credit Union, Aero Fastener, CT Custom Cars, New England Countertops, Fortini Construction, West Tech Architectural Wood, Wright Architectural, Bramucci Construction, Elm Electric, M&M Electric, Chevenert Electric, Cypec Electric, Chenevert, sorry. That was a tough one for me. Thanks for correcting me, though. I appreciate it. Cypec Electric, Advanced Manufacturing, B&E Tool, DNS Manufacturing, Able Machine, Aero Gear, Jarvis Surgical, J&E Precision, and we got one newbie at Westfield Tech Center, work with Mr. Coles. Actually, another one at Tech Center, one at City Hall. So we are getting up there. One soon to be at Penfield. What is it? Penfield Productions. Yeah.
That's an Agawam, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Very
that hopefully we get that ready to go for next week.
Yes.
All right. We'll get on Mr. S and we'll get on the same page there. But we are ramping it up. We have some several IT kids that are close to going out as well. So this is the time where, thank you to all the people out there, the companies that are taking our kids.
It's a win-win.
And they're making money and working and learning in the trade.
And they're getting great kids.
And
to
they're
work.
getting good kids.
Yeah.
So it's a great partnership, and we want to continue to improve that. And in the end, if you know that's the industry you want to go into, let's get you working in the industry as soon as possible.
Right.
Right? So that's great. Our new guest right now is Mr. Davenport. Hello, Mr. Davenport.
Good morning.
Mr. Davenport is our social studies teacher here, but he's also one of our coaches and also a leader of the Key Club here. So tell us, Mr. Davenport, what is the Key Club and what do they do?
So we are the baby club, the Kiwanis Club. That's like the big club in Westfield.
Yep.
And we do community service projects through the school and beyond the school. Some of the stuff we have done previous is the soup kitchen in Westfield on 101 Meadow Street. And we're going to be there on Friday from 4 to 5:30, helping preserve meals for anyone in Westfield. You can come in a limousine or you can come in with the clothes on your back. We'll feed you.
Yeah, nice.
And it's Taco Friday. So
Oh, okay. And how many members are on Key Club currently?
So we have about 9 members. We fluctuate. It's tough when you have sports going on.
Definitely.
Excuse me. So we do have 9 members. We do have our president, co-president,
Who do we have with us today, Mr. Davenport?
our co-president, Lindsay Deland, and one of our active members, and also the treasurer, Olivia.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So you guys are going to Soup Kitchen on Friday. Typically, is it open enrollment? I mean, it's not too late to join, right? You can join anytime you want.
Anytime, we're always looking for members.
Yep. And how often do you guys meet?
So we meet bi-weekly, every Wednesday from 2 to 2:30. So on A weeks, that's when we meet.
When 8 weeks when the seniors and freshmen are in there. Lindsay, as co-president, yes?
Yes.
Have you been a member all 4 years of your career here?
Actually, no, I didn't join Key Club until I think midway through last year. Honestly, because I had so much sports going on.
Right.
Also, because COVID, I didn't really know a lot of the clubs here.
Right.
But now I'm trying to get more involved with everything. Trying to get a lot of cool projects up and running to help the community.
Olivia, what do you know? We have a project right now with the Key Club. What's going on with that? Or Mr. Davenport, or one of you get what?
Sure. So we're
Olivia, do you know or no?
Well, there's quite a few ideas we've thrown around.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yep, she'll give you the ones coming in the end of October and the previous ones. But the one we're working on now are 8,000 bags for soldiers and veterans. What we're looking is for donations like throwaway blankets, warmers, anything that veterans would use or soldiers would use. We would greatly appreciate it. And we do have a donation center outside of the cafeteria and one in my room in room 400.
Okay, so all the kids, anybody's open to donate for that, correct?
Anybody's open to donate if you're one of my students, or you get a free homework pass. So there's a little motivation for that.
Oh, I like that. So we'll be looking for teachers will be giving out breaks to all students. Make this up. All teachers will be giving out some kind of benefit or break to students if they donate to this. It's for the troops. Anything for the troops that we can send over to them, and then we got a bunch.
Hand
Great.
sanitizer,
Hand
ramen
sanitizer.
It's great.
cups, anything non-perishable foods,
Non-perishable.
that's still wrapped up. Because
Good.
believe it or not, some kids give stuff that's like been used. Or check the expiration date too, please.
Yeah. Okay. Olivia, what are some other things that you guys have talked about in Key Club for doing?
End of October, we're selling boograms at lunch. So for $1, you could send an anonymous message to somebody. And there's lollipops, and it's a tissue covered, and we make a little
Looks like a
face.
ghost, right?
Yes.
They're very popular.
And then in November, we're trying to do apple cider.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good one. And then hot chocolate's always a good one
Yes.
when you guys
Yeah.
do that. Mrs. Groom,
Yes.
no. Mrs. Groom used to send me derogatory boograms to me, like you, boo, you,
It's
Mr. Daly.
anonymous.
Yeah, but you would sign it, Carol Groom. So, what do we do with the money that we do raise for Key Club? President or Olivia or Mr. Davenport? Anybody know? Like, where does it go to? Do we pick a fund that it goes to, or what?
So March 8th, mark your calendars, we're doing the semi-formal.
Okay.
And the price is really high, so what we do is fundraise to make it a reasonable ticket.
That's awesome. And where is the semi-formal this year?
Shaker Farms.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shaker.
They always
Nice.
do a nice job. For
They do. Did we have it there last year?
Yes.
Yes.
I think the nonstop dancing award went out to Lindsay Deland when I was there. She was on the floor 24/7 there. It was pretty good.
It was fun. It was a great environment.
Were you able to walk the next day? I mean, I think
no.
you probably dehydrated yourself and danced so much.
Yeah, it was a blur. It was a fun night though. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what's our theme, ladies?
Black and white.
Black and white.
Black. And,
Oh, I can do that.
what does that mean? We're just gonna wear black and white?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's
Is that
like
like
Yeah.
it's not like tuxedo black and white, is it? Or anything goes?
It can be.
It can be, but normally people don't dress that formal.
Okay, because
Yeah.
it's semi-formal.
Yeah,
Got it.
and part of the decoration's probably going to be like split up, like
Yeah.
black or
Mhm.
white. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna be like really really cool. Like we're hoping to really get the decor out for this.
We gotta have
That's
a black.
awesome.
We gotta have a black light, so the white
yeah.
gets all purple.
Yeah.
Cool,
That'd be
huh?
cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying for Mrs.
Oh, yeah,
Groom.
for
So
some
when
good
you're
ideas.
dancing out
Yeah.
there, you going, Mrs. Groom?
I always do.
She's a big dancer too. Make sure anybody listening out there, kids, make sure you grab Mrs. Groom and grab her on the floor because she likes to rip it up, tear it up.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
That's right. That's Mrs. Groom's favorite movie. Ms. DeLeon, I want to talk quickly about yesterday. Did you guys win in soccer?
We tied McCann.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the score?
home game. It was 0-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got to apologize because I had all intentions of going to
Mm.
that game. I had it on my calendar at 4,
Mm-hmm.
and I became Uber guy again. And then before no, I was like 5 of 4, and I'm like,
I know.
I can't get over there. When's the next game, though?
Today we're playing Smith. It's an away game though.
Okay.
We're going
Oh.
there. Our next home game we're playing McCann again. Next week, sometime next week.
I feel like it might be. Is it possible it's Monday? I don't know. We'll check it out. But look on the
So,
calendar up
I
there.
should.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Take one
game
at a
one game at
game
a
at
time.
a time.
I
yeah.
do- yeah, one game at a time. then,
So you guys are still your record, please.
we are 6-0.
6-0, still undefeated. So they're doing great, and a member of the Key Club. And the Key Club, we appreciate Ms. Davenport. It's a quick visit, but thank you for coming on short notice.
Oh,
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. Just do your
Get those donations in for our troops
for the month of October.
For the whole month of October. Look out for your boograms.
Yeah.
And Ms. DeLand, we're going to have you back on the show because I believe you are a student spotlight, and we've done that. So I'd like to bring you on with a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So your mom doesn't get mad at me for rushing you off. But we want to spend the time to show you it looks like Graphic Arts and radio are doing a special on all the seniors again, right? Can you talk about what that's about since you're in the shop as well?
Yes. So we started this last year. It's our shop student showcase. We try to choose from a variety of different shops. We choose mostly seniors, upperclassmen. And it basically highlights all 4 years of that student, their accomplishments, what they do in their shop and everything. And it basically gives them a little pat on the back.
Yeah, it's great, and it gives the shop a chance to edit, cut,
Right.
put music, interview kids, and put it all together. And what do you think? 3 minutes, 2 minutes, kind of? How long are those videos usually?
Yeah, they usually range about that.
Yeah.
It's decent. We use our editing software, but then of course we got students filming, we got students setting up the lighting, we got students editing. It's just getting involvement from the shop, which is really nice.
And I talked about this off air. Lindsay put a video together for us last year for the 8th graders.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna go. We won't
Right.
be actually. there will be no Tiger Talk
There
next
won't.
week.
No, we have priorities.
So we'll have the
next week.
best of. If you haven't caught it, you can still look. But next week we won't be on because we're going to be at the middle school trying to promote Westfield Tech. And I think, did we bring kids to that or no?
We did not.
Okay. So Lindsay made an awesome video that we showed to all the 8th graders to promote our school, and then we talk about it after that. So great job with that. We're going to use it again.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Key Club peeps, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Back to class now.
Back
all
to
right.
class.
And we'll listen to one more tune, and then we'll be back with Sports Corner with the boys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Midnight, getting up tight, wet Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donuts shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And welcome back to WSKB 89.5, Westfield Community Programming, Studio 120, streaming live on YouTube with Mr. Daly, Mrs. Groom, Vince, and Big Al Rogers.
Al,
All right.
that was awesome. And you know what stinks is I think the sound was down a little bit on the beginning. But if you missed the beginning, Al brought us back. That was fantastic.
Right on time.
It was perfect. It was perfect. Listen, we're run by the kids for the kids. That song was presented to you by Mrs. Groom. That was, who was that?
Joan Jett.
Joan Jett, I Hate Myself for Loving You. Did you play that for me?
Yeah.
That you like, you do, like, you want to hate me, but you love me.
Yeah, it's actually Jasmine Markowitz who's in the studio. That was her choice because my song couldn't get up there.
But it's so appropriate.
It was
you
appropriate.
played that
it was
for
a
me.
Journey cover.
That
Yeah,
you played
it
that.
is very appropriate. But I also want to shout out to Miss Lakrensky because she picked the GNR song "Patience."
Patience,
'Cause
something
she
you
needs
need to have with me.
Yeah, and she needs to have with you as well.
Oh.
But,
Boy, everybody's
yeah.
got a problem with Mr. Daly, huh? Except my boys. How you be doing, Vince and Al? You guys doing well today?
Doing excellent today.
Yes.
Nice.
We got, as you know, we have a sports corner on every week. Last week we had the sophomore boys on, but we didn't. So we had the.
Oh right.
They got
that-
bumped
They didn't
up.
show up to you?
No, they showed
showed
up.
up.
They just we
Oh.
just
There
had
was a
communication gap.
misunderstanding. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But here we have our KG veterans here, Al Rogers and Vince Escarpita, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Escarpita?
Escarpita. Guys, why don't you tell us a little bit before we get into the sports? You guys have got your own thing going on a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Not with Tiger Talk.
We
What's going on?
actually like just put up our season 2 episode 3. You can look up our YouTube channel name is Al and Vince's Sports Talk, so you
Yeah.
could look it up and kick up our views a little bit. So we're having a little trouble with that, but we're trying to get that
Well,
out a little.
Yeah,
I got-
here's some news for you.
I got some
Al.
news for you guys. It came to our attention that maybe the YouTube views are not accurate. So when people watch it, it might not be recording as watched. So you might be getting more views than you think. Are you at
Hopefully.
0 right now?
No, I think we're at like 2 or 3 for the newest video. We're at like 2 or 3 right now. So.
Hey, that's not bad. We started back in the day with 2
Oh,
or 3
yeah.
views. Now we're
Right.
at like 200
We can be.
sometimes. Sometimes.
Sometimes if
keep
somebody
keep
would
up,
post
guys.
it.
Yeah. Did you post the show yet, Mrs. Groom?
Well,
I'm
we're
gonna
just
take
recording
over on
it
that.
right now.
I'm gonna take over. This is ridiculous. So we got sports talk with everybody. Vince, I go to you first, and we go to Al for a little bit of commentating. We got a lot going on, but why don't we start? Want to start with NBA?
We can start with NBA.
All right, NBA. There's been some chatter. There's been things going on. What's wrong, Mrs. Groom?
There's something on the mic.
Okay, just a spider. Don't worry about it. So, what's going on with NBA here? Let's talk Boston. Let's talk Celts.
Well, Celtics' latest pickup, Holiday.
Yes.
I mean, big pickup for them. I mean,
Yeah.
with the surrounding pieces that they're trying to make, and with Milwaukee coming into the mix, that it just seems like the matchup's already been made. It seems
Yeah.
like we're already looking into the finals. So
we picked up Holiday, Porzingis. We lost Grant Williams to free agency. Thank God. But we did lose Robert Williams, and that was part of the Holiday trade. Did we lose anybody else? You guys know? Who else is gone? Marcus Smart.
Oh,
is
yeah,
gone.
that
That was before. What else is? Anybody else that we lost? How about Brogdon?
Yeah.
Brogdon.
Oh, I think that was like the one odd man, like not the odd man, but like he was the one guy we forgot about. But Brogdon just came recently, and now he's.
I liked him.
I think he was good.
Yeah, I think he was good too. So that's it. What else is going on in the with NBA stuff? Any acquisitions being made?
Oh,
What's
well,
going-
we got to talk about Dame though. Dame to the Bucks.
Dame
Lillard.
Dame Lillard to the Bucks. So that puts the Bucks as maybe the #1 team of the East.
I don't
Bucks
know.
and I think Bucks Celtics Eastern Conference, man. That trade for the Celtics
think
to
that's
get
gonna be
Drew
the-
Holiday was big.
Yeah, it was
extremely big.
They made it. They had to make a move, and they did. Right.
They made a splash, and they made a splash.
What's going on with the Sixers, guys, while we stay in the East?
Yeah, Harden. I think he's been on and off. I think he is gonna go back, but I think it might be his final year coming up for the Sixers.
Do you hear anything about the Sixers, Al?
I don't think that. I don't know where he's gonna go. We don't know about his whereabouts, but I don't know where he's gonna. He's always like moving around. So
I just heard that he's going to show up to camp, but he's going to be sort of like a pain on purpose, so they trade him, which is not cool. So,
Okay.
what do you think about that? Just to think about actually.
Maybe we don't want him.
Well, what about the center for the Sixers? What's his name, Mrs. Groom? I forgot. He must be happy, not happy about this. About the James Harden thing. What's that center's name for the Sixers? Samson? You kid, Al Samson? Did she just say that?
do you know who Joel Embiid is?
Joel Embiid.
Oh gosh, that was on the tip of my tongue.
Oh my gosh. All right, so that's going on in NBA. Any other big news? Anything from the Warriors, Al?
They're just getting ready for their season. I'm kind of excited. I'm a little interested to see what Chris Paul does this year for the Warriors.
Right.
New pickup. Maybe it helps out Steph a little bit. Makes it a little easier, so it's not just him dropping 40 a game and expecting everything else to go their way. But he's gonna be coming up helping Steph when he needs breaks and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what a little bit older of Chris Paul version does for the Golden State.
Boy, that guy's been around, though, huh? He bounces around to teams like crazy. He's like guard for hire wherever he goes, huh, Vince?
Yeah, I mean, you can say the same thing about Harden. So
yeah,
they can't stay in one particular spot.
It's too bad they're like this too. All right, let's talk. So that's our NBA update. You guys did a good job with that. That was good. What about baseball? We got Major League Baseball playoffs going on. I got to be honest. I'll let Mrs. Groom lead this one because it seems like I know Bill, your husband, is into baseball.
Yes, he is.
So why don't you go ahead and talk to us about the American League Series, Mrs. Groom?
Well, they don't have as much fan attendance at their games.
That's actually a great point right there, right? Because Tampa had only 19,000 people at a playoff game. Did you guys see that?
Tropicana Field in shambles.
Did you see that?
But
Did you see
they're
that?
going to be rebuilding Tropicana.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
they have like a new deal now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
which one of you, Vince? You know what's going on in the playoffs with baseball right now?
Yeah, divisional series coming up this Saturday. All winning teams swept for the wild card. So Minnesota, Philly, Arizona, and Texans all swept. So
they're moving on.
They're moving on.
All the AL East teams got swept yesterday. We have
Ellie.
Tampa Bay and Toronto. And as a Yankees fan, that actually makes me feel a little bit better. I don't have to deal with these two teams in my playoff position, or we should be.
So you're happy the AL East is
in shambles?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think I'm with you too, Al. Like, it was. I don't even want to talk about this year in baseball because whether you're a Red Sox or a Yankee fan, it was gross.
Season.
It was just gross. What else? Anything else in baseball, Vince?
Not much. I mean, I'm excited to see I think me and Al talked about this the other day about who we think is going to go all out. I think I have Atlanta going.
Yep.
So I'm really going to look out for Atlanta.
I hate to say this, but I can't stand this team. Why are the Houston Astros back where they're at again, dude? Like, that's just... I'm like, why? Just why? But then I realized they are the best team in the American League. Like, this is the juggernaut. So... what I think it's going to be a rematch from a couple years ago. It's going to be Houston, and it's going to be Atlanta.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the? I honestly don't know this. Who are the aces for Houston right now? The pitching. Do you guys know off the top of your head?
I don't know if McCullers is back.
No,
is he back?
He's not there. We also Verlander.
Yeah, they have.
So, and then for Atlanta, it's what's the dude's name? Strider.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, did you see Sonny, what's his name, pitched? Remember the pitcher?
Gray.
Sonny Gray was pitching in the playoffs yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Guy couldn't even throw a strike for the Yankees, and now he's a playoff pitcher yesterday.
Amazing how some people just can't play in New York, and then they go to another spot, and they're, like, fantastic.
Unbelievable. So, let's go. Guys, you want to talk football now? Because I think we need to talk about this. So, I want to go back to last week. You guys weren't on the show, but there was one game that I wish it was the week you guys were on. It was Vince's team, the Seattle Seahawks, versus Al's team, the New York Football Giants. Do we have any commentary on that?
No comment.
What happened in that game, Vince? Let's talk to you first.
I think it was more of an Giants blunder than because the Seahawks didn't really play that well. I mean, if we played anyone else that night, I think it would have gone the other way.
You think so?
Yeah, because we put up as much stats as the Cowboys did, but we only scored 20, like 23.
Why was I did watch some of that game on and off. Can you tell me why Locke was in at quarterback sometimes, or was?
Because Gino got hurt a little bit.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he was questionable during the second half, so he came in and out.
Do you think that a high school team could have beat the Giants last week?
I would like to say yes, but
I would agree. I don't know, but I think the Giants are just a big time man.
Okay, so I only say that, and I kid Al because I know you're a big Giants guy. But can we talk about what is your opinion of the Giants right now, and be appropriate? But
I will not do anything that I would regret.
What happened to them? Let's talk about it.
I don't know. I'll start off with one thing. Our offensive coordinator is terrible.
You think
Mike
it's the
Papa
coordinator?
Doesn't know what he's doing out there.
You don't think so?
Brian Daboll should be calling plays. I don't know what's happening to Wink Martindale, but I love Martindale, but there's something going on.
Wasn't that a TV announcer?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, how do I know that?
A game show? Okay.
Our special teams coach, everything's just going sideways for the Giants right now. I look at it in a reality standpoint. They should be 0-4 right now if it wasn't for that one good half they played all year.
Right. Similar, I feel like it's eerily similar to the New England Patriots. Right? I
think we're both in the same.
They're both ugly
now.
to watch. I mean, Jones threw a great pass for a pick six. That was right to the guy's hands. That was impressive.
Second and goal at the 3. You run that ball to Matt Breida, man.
Yeah. What do you think? Is there any hope, Al? I know you're doing the math and looking at the schedule.
Absolutely not. They're the third hardest schedule in the NFL, and they play Miami and Buffalo, and you already know those are 2 L's right off the bat.
Do you think, opinion, both of you guys, do we have a top team in the NFL right now? Vince, what do you think? Who does it look like the top team is? Now, incidentally, the 2 top teams, Buffalo, it looked like Buffalo and Miami.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying Miami's going to roll, but that wasn't the case, was it?
No, I mean, Miami finally got what they was coming to them. So, and then Buffalo just pounced on them. But I still think Miami's going to be a top contender. But the best team right now, I think I got to stay with San Fran.
Okay.
Even though Philly, perfect record still, but I think San Fran's going to.
We're going to talk about that in a second. I do want to get back to the Patriots, Al, a little bit. Any opinions about the Patriots?
I know they did get J.C. Jackson back. Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback from Michigan, is out for the season. Jonathan Jones, Jack Jones, Marcus Jones, correct?
Yes.
All out.
A lot of Joneses.
A lot of Joneses. And I think Mr. Forney asked me a good question the other day. He said, who would you think is worse, Danny or Mac? And I said, number one, it's Danny. That's not even close. It's not even a question.
Danny meaning?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the Giants. Okay. Is worse than Mac Jones, the quarterback for the Patriots.
I made a statement on the podcast yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Put Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen on that offensive line and see how they do for 15 total minutes in a quarter.
For the Giants?
Yeah. They won't last a second. They'll be running for their lives.
Yep.
They'll have no time to throw. And half the time it'd be intentional grounding.
So you're saying, if I get this correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying that it's not Daniel Jones' fault, it's the line?
Offensive line's banged up. And Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal is such a joke, clearly. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he can't do anything. We still have Shane Lemieux, my dad's least favorite player on the offensive line, on the team. Justin Pugh, a former Giants offensive lineman, was working out with them a few days ago. And I'm like, we might have to bring Justin Pugh back, is how bad they are.
They're getting people out of retirement to get on this line. That's how bad it is. Wow. Okay, well, I didn't realize it was that bad on the line, but I honestly, as a Patriots fan, feel like I would take Danny over Mac Jones. Is there a lot of Joneses in the NFL right now?
There's too many.
Yeah,
That's
too
the
many.
name I should pick from now
Well,
on.
what I want to do, guys, we got a few more minutes. I want to talk about our last week's picks. It looks. I'll give you the rundown. Your team, Vince and Antonio, had 3 wins. Okay, he picked Seattle with you. Okay, Al, your team with Sanchez. You guys had 2 wins. He went with. He actually went with your Giants. He's a Giants guy too, so he went with the Giants, and he went with Dallas, but he also went with Green Bay and Miami. Mrs. Groom, you struggled a bit. You had 2 wins as well. Congratulations, you went with Dallas, and you also went with Buffalo. And I got 4.
Okay, so I'm going to make note right now.
So I got 4
Yeah,
wins. So
I'm making note.
the
No,
total,
stop now.
I'm just
stop.
going to give the total.
No,
I
no.
have 7, 10, 14. You have
I don't even get a
3,
chance to do it.
7, 9, 14 and 9, and the 4, 7,
calling a
9,
foul.
and 3, 8,
I'm
and
calling
11. Vince, you
Shots
got
fired.
11.
I'm
Shots.
calling a foul because if you
Mrs.
watch
Groom, we gotta
the
get to these picks.
film back from I go back to last
watching
week.
the
Travel back.
Whatever.
Travel back in time.
I have
can
it right
say
here.
the terminology. You don't on air say your picks on air.
Oh my God, I do.
And so I'm calling a foul. I'm
Okay.
telling you now.
You can call your chicken all you want, but listen, I write down the picks right here.
You
in
could
front,
write
front of
that
it.
after.
Whatever, Mr.
So
Groom.
from
All
now
right,
on,
here we go.
it's verbal on
Thursday,
the show. We're
okay.
going. We're doing
Hey,
our picks.
Thursday night, Vince. Chicago versus Washington.
I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. The way that the Bears have been playing and the way that Washington's been playing too versus the Phillies, I think you have to go Washington.
That's it, Mrs. Groom.
Washington.
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 We're all going Washington. See, I think I do something like that. So we're all going. So that's me.
This week you are.
I've done it every week, Carol. You're on. You know what? You're on thin ice right now. That's it.
Come on, let's pick. Let's pick.
Let's go Monday night game, Green Bay, Vegas.
I think I'm gonna take Vegas on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Vince, I'm gonna go with you on that.
And I'm going to go opposite. I'm going Green Bay.
Al?
I got to do opposite.
I think I'm gonna go Vegas here.
You're gonna go with Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let's. I'm not gonna. Who are the the Giants playing this week?
Miami.
Oh boy, we can't pick that one. How about this? New England, New Orleans.
Okay. You know what? This
We
is
can't pick
this
that.
this is a must win for New England. For
It's
sure.
at New England now.
They can't lose this, so
No.
they have to win.
Are you picking New England?
Are you?
No. I'm picking New
Of
Orleans.
course not. Go ahead. I'm taking New England.
Okay.
New Orleans.
And Vince,
I'm taking New England.
you're taking New England too.
Yeah, Vince.
All right, big game here, right here, guys. This is it. Dallas versus San Fran.
Oh, come on. If
At San
anybody
Fran.
picks the how about them boys, I'm gonna lose it.
I think I'm going 49ers.
Mrs. Groom.
San Fran.
Oh, everybody's. Oh man, I was hoping somebody picked.
Thank you.
Okay, there's our 4 games, guys. Usually, sometimes we'll do 5. I'm feeling a lot of heat from Mrs. Groom, so I'll get off the air. That was a Tiger Talk, a great one today, guys. Nice job, Vince and Al. We are off next week, so we'll see you 2 again the following week. So be ready, all right?
Get ready for my team to be 1-5.
Let's
after
go,
this
Giants
week,
and
so
Patriots. We're out.
I want to see it.